This circle represents how much money Amazon generated last year. $232 billion. This circle shows how much money was generated by people like you selling on Amazon. $53.7 billion. This little dot represents the share of the profits you would need to claim in order to become a millionaire. When you zoom out, it looks like a drop in the ocean, but is it actually that easy? Well, if you believe the majority of the online gurus, then you would think yes. They like to sell you the dream of escaping your 9 to 5 and living on a beach, watching the money roll in, all by starting something called Amazon FBA. I want to get to the bottom of this. Is it a legitimate way to make money, or are these gurus making money just by teaching it? Now, it's no secret that over 40,000 people generate over $1 million per year on the platform, but are they making any profit? More to the question, is this something anyone can do and your golden ticket to millionaire status? Or is it all just a pipe dream? That's exactly what I'm going to be uncovering in the first episode of The Secret World of Passive Income Millionaires. Hi guys, it's Mark. So recently I can't escape the phrase Amazon FBA. I'm a massive fan of YouTube, as you all know, and on nearly every video I watch an advert pops up saying it's the key to becoming a millionaire, and fast. So of course I was intrigued, as I made my millions through running traditional businesses. The way I've always done it is to have warehousing, and I buy the stock in containers, bring it in from China or America or Europe, and we stack it out. And we're pretty much sold out at the moment. We're waiting for containers to come. The way Amazon FBA works is a little different. FBA stands for Fulfilled by Amazon, meaning instead of having warehouses like me, you can just ship all the items off to Amazon and they deal with all the storage, the packaging and the sending out of all your items. So on the surface it sounds pretty great, yeah? I mean, less worries, lots of customers, what's not to like? Maybe it's something you could do as a side hustle and maybe make a little bit of money. But is it a long-term business? I'm just not convinced. If you're doing Amazon FBA successfully, then I want to hear from you. I want you to persuade me that this is more than a side hustle.
Mark, I'll take you up on that offer. I'll show you how these online businesses are taken over and how they can be so sustainable. As you can see, we don't play around with stock.
Here are my concerns. Imagine them as bowling pins. In order for me to change my mind, they're all going to have to be knocked down. Number one is the startup costs. Can anyone really start this business, or do you need a huge amount of cash to buy in products and then test them out? Number two is oversaturation and competition. Can it really be profitable in 2020? On one hand, the marketplace is massive, but also millions of people are selling similar products on Amazon. Number three is actually finding a winning product that sells well. With lots of other people searching for the next best thing, it must be incredibly hard to actually strike gold and find that one product that makes you millions. Number four is the amount of money Amazon take. As they're sending out all the orders for you, I imagine they take a pretty big slice of the profits. I don't have this expense, so I'm really interested to know if this is a problem. Number five is picking bad products. My worst nightmare would be storing lots of products in Amazon's warehouse and not being able to sell the stock. As time goes on, I imagine the fees are going to really add up. Number six, now this really is the big one, lack of control. I've always been in control of everything from manufacturing all the way through to shipping the product to my customer's door. But as Amazon take all the control of the selling and shipping, I would be concerned about losing all the information about my customers. I wouldn't want Amazon to shut me down and have to build up all those customers all over again from scratch. Alright, so now all the bowling pins have been set. Jack, I'm on my way. Jack is a no BS young entrepreneur who has amassed nearly 100,000 followers on his TikTok account and 8,000 on Instagram, where he gives straight to the point business advice, as well as recently even carving his quote, "Stay loyal to your goals and they'll stay loyal to you," into his Porsche. So quite a character. So have you had it all repaired now then?
It's in there now. Yeah, yeah. So I'm driving the 4x4 at the minute.
Jack, what's your age and what do you do?
So I'm 19 years old, or 19 years young, and I do Amazon FBA. It's a business that you can get into at a very entry level. You can, you don't need too much money for it, and the numbers you can build up with a lot of effort and determination are very impressive.
So what inspired someone of your age to get into this and be an entrepreneur?
I tried out full-time work. Personally, I didn't think it was for me. A lot of people, are better at it. For me, I don't fit the norm. People thoroughly believe that the way to get rich is to work, put money into a pension, and when you're 60, you've got £1 million. And I don't want that, and that's not the road I'm taking. If that's what people want, that's fine, but that's not the path I'm taking. I want it sooner, so I will get it sooner, if that makes sense, and it's possible.
So if I can be a bit cheeky, what are your numbers?
So first year we did around £150,000. This year, the last 12 months, we're pushing on nigh on £200,000.
So that's a working business, isn't it? That's good. So for someone watching this video, what do they need to invest into this to really get going?
I always recommend £1,500, which, as you know, is a very entry-level amount of money to start a business, especially a retail business. What that'll get you is good software that you need for Amazon selling. It will pay for your first amounts of stock. You don't need a certain amount of money for stock. You can start with £100 and you can make your money on that, or you can start with £1,000. It is just a case of ratios, and scaling it up. Just please think of it as an investment in yourself. Yeah, don't expect that money to come back very soon. It's not going to start paying you soon. It's a long-term game. But for long-term gain. And
at what point do you work out that you can quit your side, quit it as a side hustle and make it your main business? Where do you think that breakover point is?
I'd say 3 solid months. That's what I was so, I remember speaking to my dad and I said, Dad, I'm gonna quit. I had one good day. I think we did like £800 in profit. I was like, I'm leaving, I'm leaving. No, he said, you need to if you want to do that, he said, you need to make sure your business is gonna support you. So I waited 3 months for 3 good months of sales, where it was, doing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times what I'd earn at a job. And then I was like, okay, that's time. It's definitely not something that should be rushed into.
So I've always seen dropshipping and FBA really is just a stepping stone, just a starter type business. Can you persuade me otherwise?
I see massive longevity, not with what I'm doing now. What I find is this is the cash cow. So it's building up the cash for what I want to do, which is private label. You're building a story, you're providing top quality products where you can control the quality of the product, the packaging, the branding, the customer relation, with nice cards and appreciation, stuff like that, which is huge because what you've then got, if you've got an established brand on Amazon, you're not just getting money from sales, your brand is being featured on the most visited website on the planet. Bar Google, which they'd find it on anyway. Private label, you're creating a sellable asset, a long-term business that is gonna keep ticking over. If you boost it to the first page and you keep ads on it, that product is gonna make you money for 3, 4, 5, 6 years, however long you keep it there for.
And how do you go about finding your products? Because a lot of people will write to me and they say, how can I find that niche product? And how long does it take you as well?
It could take me 20 minutes. It could take me 15 minutes.
20 minutes,
5
that's
minutes.
impressive.
Yeah, or it could take me 2, 3, 4 months.
Okay.
It is totally a case of sitting down there, how my mentality is going towards it. I think, finding that key product is tough. However, they all have an expiration date, for sure. It's not, you will never ride off just one product. You need to keep on pushing and keep on finding more. But for me, it is a case of sitting down in my zone and I will not get off my desk until I find one. I'll be picking up the phone quite a lot. Dealing with a lot of rejection, how old are you? I'm 19. How old's your business? Well, just over a year. The second it's a no, or the second it's showing that it's not happening, just phone down onto the next. Really detach emotions from it. Yes, it's the constant contact, speaking to people, and the networking as well. The networking's huge. Like meeting people who know other people or companies, just getting in touch with them. Going around. There's so many roundabouts. But it is about going over them and going around them and not being scared to do so. But it is hard work.
So obviously Amazon take quite a cut out of this from you. So is that a set percentage on every item you sell, or is that a variable percentage?
It varies a lot on size and weight as well. So something, for example, a pen, they're not going to charge you very high fees on. That's probably about the lowest band of fees. So it depends on the weight and the size and how much it's going to cost them to ship it and move it around.
Say you've sent a lot of product to Amazon and it's not selling. How do you handle that situation?
I've had two types of products, that have just been a loss. I've had to accept that they're just doing nothing. That was t-shirts, and there were they were called Juicy Lucy picture frames, basically. They didn't go well at all. They were not as anticipated, and it was a bit of a kick. It's a lot of money to expect to lose. That's my instant, oh, it's not working, damn it. What I did was I put ads on them, which I don't usually do, which I kind of stay away from, because then when you start doing ads, it cuts your margins, and that would have been my profit. So it'd work out that actually I'm doing that, and I'm making no profit. But then I sat back and I thought, that's amazing. How wonderful is that? Because at first I was beating myself up. Why did I do that? How did I get the product wrong? Then I'm like, hang on. I tried it out. It didn't work. Did I lose it? No. Did I get my money back? Yes.
And learn a lesson.
And learned a lesson and took lessons from that. So I think to myself, for me going forward, I don't see much going wrong for me. But if I find something that's not going to sell, I have the ability to get rid of it, whether it be 10p loss per unit. It's not drastic. It's not going to kill my business, which was a very amazing eye-opener. So to think to myself, actually, that didn't work, but I still got rid of it at break even, and I got my money back.
Okay, so are you afraid of the fact that Amazon can find the same products as you if you're doing really well with them and go, you know what, we're going to relabel those as ours and sell them and stop you selling them? Is that a fear with it, or do you think you can ride through that?
For me, yes, that can happen. I've heard it happening. But personally, it hasn't happened to me, bar one product actually recently. But for me, it's part of the game. It's part of the business. It's a stepping stone you need to get over. Yes, you know, they'll throw blockades in there. But again, you work harder, you find another product, you keep pushing it. And keep working on the profits, that's all.
Is there ever a problem? If you're out of stock, do Amazon put the pressure on you to keep that stock flowing?
Yes.
Will they cut you off if you're not supplying? What's the arrangement there?
In regards to that, Amazon have like a process where they'll say to you, they'll recommend a certain amount of stock you should be sending in. So yeah, they are kind of, they prefer it when you have constant levels of stock. They will favour you as a seller, for sure. If it's too sporadic, they'll just be like, obviously they will encourage you to get more stock in. They'll put widgets on your screen saying, source this, get this product in, you know, we need more of this in.
Your customer base is Amazon's customer base. How do you make contact with those customers? How do you retain that information?
I'm not allowed to take information from Amazon and email them. It's not what they signed up for. You know, people don't want that when buying on Amazon. They just want to buy on Amazon, get the products, and that's it. Yeah. That's their journey. It is part and parcel of it. So in regards to, you know, retention of customers and keeping their information, Amazon take that. That's fine. But then Amazon will pay me and sell my products for me and send them to the customers and do all the customer service. That's fine. They can have that side of the business, you know. They can give me my profits. They can give me my profits. That's how I see it. It has got its pros and cons. It has, you know, in regards to keeping them on an email list and stuff like that. But again, Amazon's impulse buys. People just go on there and buy. You don't, with the size of the customer base, you don't need returning customers.
So did you learn from a course or did you learn from experience?
I learned from experience and a few losses.
School of hard knocks, eh?
Yeah, that's it really. So yeah, my first shipments, there's quite a lot, it was huge, was basically a whole loss. It was, you know, out of my money, out of my personal savings, you know, £2,000, £3,000 gone. So it was pretty brutal, but again, I was paying for those lessons. You know, I could have bought a course for £500, which probably would have saved me that £2,500 or £3,000, whatever it may be. So yeah, I mean, personally, I didn't take a course. I just went in head first. Went head first, and that's one of my biggest strengths and my biggest weaknesses, because I just get it done, I go for it, and I learn quickly. But as you can tell, obviously, you know, you can slip up and make a few mistakes, which you learn from.
So you're starting to persuade me here. So what's the future for Jack?
It's very funny. I've got huge goals, massive. So obviously I'm 19 now. By 21, I would like 10 businesses doing £10,000 a month net profit each, which I would think would be unbelievable. I think Amazon FBA will carry most of that, maybe 20, 30, 40, 50, 60% of it. I want to retire by the time I'm 30. Now, when I say retire, physically, I don't have an obligation to get up and make more money to work and go forward. The catches are quite a lot of hard work, a lot of you know, research, long days, down days, a lot of rejection. You know, Amazon FBA, it really is, you know, putting in the work first, but you're doing that for long-term cash, long-term money, which is what everyone goes into business for anyway. No one's in it for fun.
So overnight success is a good few months of work.
It's a good few months of work before you start seeing profit. I don't see that as a success. If you see success as making an extra 100, 200, 300 pound a month, absolutely. Success for me is big numbers, and big numbers do not come for a little while yet. I don't even believe my numbers are big yet. I want to see millions. I want to see 7 figures on the board. That's success to me, and that doesn't come for, I imagine, 2-3 years. So
did Jack change my opinion? Here's what I think. I have no doubt that Jack is going to be a multi-millionaire. In fact, I see a bit of me in him when I was at his age. I really liked it when he talked about building his own brand through private labeling. This wasn't something that I'd initially thought of, and it definitely seems like a great way to build a saleable long-term business. So he's really done a good job at persuading me, but my only bowling pin left standing is the heavy reliance on Amazon. Now, Jack doesn't see this as being a problem, but maybe this is because of his age. And Amazon, of course, has always been around for him. So my view on Amazon FBA is that if you're selling other people's branded products, then it can be a great side hustle. However, don't bank on it lasting forever. So I'm going to leave this next video for you right here, but don't click on it just yet. If you want to grow your wealth, then consider subscribing to the channel, ring that old bell, and smash that like button. And leave a comment below on what you want to see on the next Passive Income Millionaires. I'll see you over there.